Alright, first and foremost, I want to apologize for the camera quality because this is a really old camera. I got it like all the way back in middle school. To give you guys an idea of how old that is, I just turned 24. But yeah, the audio is going to sound like shit. The camera quality is probably not the best. But you guys are going to watch anyways because you guys are sheep, so I don't know. Also, before I start, I do want to thank my girlfriend for, recording all of this for me because I tried doing it by myself and it just wasn't working out. So thank you, Danny. I appreciate it.
Oh, okay. I love you too.
So I apologize in advance that I'm nervous because I'm not in front of the camera that often. Also, I'm not sweaty and my hair's not greasy. I just showered. All right, so don't say anything in the comments. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not in front of the camera that often, so in my head that doesn't justify buying a new camera because, if I did this enough, maybe, but I just don't. Obviously, as you can see, we're doing something a little bit different today. Instead of doing the more like research and editing intensive videos that you guys usually see on the channel, I'm doing something a little bit more low-key and laid back. And that's mainly because I suddenly realized that my channel anniversary is coming up this month. And this always happens around this time of year where I always end up forgetting and it comes to me in just weeks before it's about to happen. So of course, me being the person that wants to do something for it, I figured, hey, let's do something fun and laid back. And one of the things I kind of wanted to do for a while now was just kind of show off my general collection of just dinosaur stuff. I mean, it's not really something that I talk about that often. I mean, if you join the streams, you'll sometimes see it in the background. But aside from that, it's not really something I really allude to or explain because there's a lot of stuff and a lot of stories behind the stuff that I have. And I'm not going to stay here and pretend like my collection's all that impressive. It's very small scale and compared to other people's collections, but it's mine. And I think I found a pretty good stopping point. Not permanently. I'm definitely going to collect more stuff. But more so like a good stopping point temporarily because we're just running out of space. We have a big space problem when it comes to... yeah, exactly.
Not to out this is my stuff, but not to out anything. We're still sorting that. We just got all that.
Yeah, keep in mind, this corner right here of the room is stuff that is organized. Then we have all the stuff that's on the other side of the room, and then stuff that's in our other room. That actually is a good thing to bring up because while we go through my collection, you might see some stuff next to it that just isn't mine. When I moved in, this was the wall I just decided to steal because I could. I suppose without further ado, we should just get started with this because the sooner we start, the sooner I could be over with this and start editing this video and get something out so I can pay rent. I don't really know where to start, so I guess we'll just start on top and kind of work our way down. I think that's the easiest way to go about it. So up here is mainly just like toys and figures and stuff. I guess we'll start with the biggest thing, that being the Mattel Mosasaurus. I mean, I didn't really collect a whole lot of the Jurassic World toy line stuff. I have like a handful of them. The Mosasaurus was one of the few that I got because I thought it looked really cool. I had the T-Rex, the Indominus Rex. We'll see those in the collection later on.
The Indominus Rex is mine now.
Yeah, she kind of stole it from me. I didn't really have a choice in the matter. She's just like, I'm putting it on my shelf and that's it. And that's just kind of what happened. The next thing that this one's really fucking cool. It's in the back here. I'm going to take this one down because, so you guys can see it better. This is a Rhedosaurus model kit from the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. I found this at a place called Guzu Gallery in Austin, Texas. It's so cool because this place, they mainly specialize in things like superheroes and horror movie characters and anime and manga. And it's mainly figures like this, right? Like model kits, figures, statues, stuff like that.
They're right next to a comic book shop called Austin Books and Comics. Sorry, I stuttered. Austin Books and Comics. Highly recommend. They have a lot of good stuff. All the time.
You're going to be hearing a lot of names being thrown out. We'll definitely shout these places out. So, if you guys are in the area, you guys want to collect stuff like this, you guys can go check it out yourselves. One day they just had this on display and I knew I just had to have it because there's just not enough love for Rhedosaurus. And, I know that I didn't give the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms the most glowing review when I did my video on it, but I mean, I love Rhedosaurus.
I didn't get the most glowing reviews either.
I know, right? So one of the things that you're going to see consistently in this collection is you're going to see a lot of 1998 Godzilla stuff because I love that movie. To this day, I still love it. And this one's probably my favorite toy out of the whole collection. This is like a half plastic, half plushy Godzilla toy that they sold literally back in like 98 when the movie was released. And I have a pretty cool story about this one. Now, when I was younger, I actually had this. This was a childhood toy of mine. Not this specific one, but I had one when I was younger. One day, I was playing with it outside, and I had left it there. And the next day, I remember looking out the window, and I saw the neighbor's cat stealing it. It caught me by surprise, and I just remember going and yelling to my mom that the cat was stealing my toy. I'm surprised that she just believed me at face value, because immediately, by the way, thank you, Mom, for doing that. You probably don't remember, but like, you didn't even ask any questions. You just got your shoes on and went across the street where the cat went to try to find the toy. Unfortunately, she could never find it, and because, you know, at that point, they weren't selling it anymore. It's not like I could get another one.
It was her baby.
It was my baby first.
You left him unsupervised.
That's true. I was a really bad Godzilla parent, and I paid the price for it. Years later, I kind of forgot about it, and I didn't really remember the toy again until I got into a discussion with my girlfriend about the childhood toys that we grew up with. And I remember, you know, this toy came into the discussion, and of course, my girlfriend, being the kind of person that she is, she's like, oh, I'm going to look this up for you. She didn't tell me. She found where'd you end up finding this
Macari.
one? She found it hella cheap on Macari. And what, you ordered it to your place first, right? Because it had like some damages?
Yeah, it has some minor, you know, damage here. I sewed that back together. One of the feet, actually, down here, the seams, they were broken. Well, one of them was just broken, so it had some stuffing leaking out. And I went ahead and sewed it back together. I think there was multiple scales, actually, that I ended up fixing, because obviously this is a 26, 27-year-old plushie.
Right.
So it's going to have some wear and tear.
She literally ordered it to her place so that she could fix it up, then sent it to my place in California, because at the time I was living in California. And yeah, she bought me this toy, fixed it, and gave it to me. So it's a toy that I hold very near and dear to me. I love it so much. Thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate it.
I love you.
That's another thing that you guys are gonna hear a lot, is that, you know, oh, Danny got me this, Danny got me that. It's because that's like her love language. She gives you stuff when she likes you. So, yeah, I guess she likes me a little bit. You know, we'll keep going with the Godzilla stuff though, because I really like that. I very recently got this for, was it my birthday? Yeah, my birthday. She bought this. This is another 98 Godzilla toy. It's one of the babies, I think.
Yes.
And I really like it. It's really cool. And then we also have this. This is like a cup holder that I found at a flea market in Schertz, Texas. It's called Bussey's, funnily enough.
No laughing. It's a reputable store.
No, it's a really cool flea market, because literally every time Danny and I go to that flea market, we always end up finding something that we like. And we always find like cool vintage stuff like this. This is just a cup holder that they sold. It's just a piece of merchandise that they sold back when the movie came out. So another cool thing that Danny got me was this little plush here. This is gonna be really weird.
I thought he would be bigger.
So this is an officially released 2005's King Kong plush, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what got lost in translation with, you know, the specifications of how he's supposed to look. But I'm gonna be honest, aside from the face, everything else, it doesn't really look like Kong.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought it would be bigger. I thought it was gonna be a lot bigger, and it came in this big box. And it's this itty bitty little bastard.
You know, speaking of King Kong, I do have another King Kong figure. It's the one by NECA. I actually got this as a I think a birthday present.
Yes.
A birthday or a Christmas present from my friend Mihail. And I never opened it. I kind of kept him in his box because I like the display look to it. But yeah, thank you. Shout out to Mihail. Appreciate the gift, man. Also, we have a random JonTron here. This was also part of the little care package that my girlfriend sent me back when I was living in California, because we're both JonTron fans. Disney's Dinosaur toys. I remember finding this one at Bussey's. I'm not sure where she came from.
So Ima came from the flea market in Kyle, Texas, along with the little monkeys. I was going to say it in Spanish, monitos.
The lemurs, yeah.
The little lemurs came from the Kyle flea market.
And what's her name? Baleen?
Baleen.
Baleen, we found at the Bussey's flea market. These are opened McDonald's toys, right?
Yes, that's when
Yeah.
McDonald's had good toys.
I know, these are pretty good quality toys for like something that came from McDonald's. But you know what's crazy is that we got into a discussion about Disney's dinosaur toys, and my girlfriend decided to look on Macari to see if there was anything else that she could find. And if we want to come over here, she ended up finding the entire McDonald's toy collection. So we have them, but we just haven't put them on display. So you have like the plastic toys, you have like the rubber hand puppets.
I think there's 3 rubber hand puppets, and
Yeah.
I know we have, I think there's...
Oh, there's 4 of them, it looks
4,
like.
okay.
Yeah. And then they only made a few plastic toys. One of Baleen, one of, what's her name?
Ema.
Ema, and then one of Kron. And then the lemurs.
No, they made a plastic toy of Bruton.
Oh, sorry, Bruton. You're right, not Kron. Oh, that sauropod. Yeah, this sauropod we got at the Arizona Museum of Natural History. It's just kind of a random one, but that was during a trip where I was driving from California to Texas to officially move in with my girlfriend. So we ended up making it a whole road trip, and we stopped at the Arizona Museum of Natural History, and I got a couple of souvenirs because I thought the trip was really cool and I wanted something to remember it by. This is one of the memories. Aside from that, we have a couple of like Jurassic World stuff up there, but I also have this, like as far as like older Jurassic Park stuff goes. This is like an officially released Lost World Jurassic Park thermos, and I found this at a thrift shop, which is why some of it, you can see some of the wear and tear. Clearly, somebody, a child, maybe a dog, chewed on the handle of the cup of the thermos. I don't know why.
95% chance that was a child.
Yeah, for real. But I had found this at a thrift store a long time ago, well before I started building this collection. And I thought it was cool. It was very cheap. I bought it and I just kind of kept it with me all these years. So now it just kind of sits here in my collection. So that's kind of the gist of everything up here. If we move down here, it's mainly just books. As you can see, literally all of these dinosaur books, like science fiction dinosaur books. I've been trying to build like a little library because I really do like science fiction dinosaur books, but I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I have not read half of these books. And that's just because it's time consuming and I'm a slow reader, okay? Some of the things that you'll probably notice, you'll probably notice like the stuff that I've already covered, like the Quintaglio Ascension trilogy. I've covered that. I've talked about Lords of Creation more recently, along with Bone Wars. You have the Michael Crichton Jurassic Park books. You have Raptor Red down here. But I have a bunch of other just dinosaur books that I, have wanted to make videos on, but I haven't had the time. But I like to build a collection because I like to at least have the book for when I am ready to make the video on it. I'm not going to spend too much time on this though. Maybe I'll make a separate video on this collection along with some of the other stuff that will be featured here today, but for the most part we'll just kind of skim through everything as far as the books go. If we come down here to this next shelf, the book collection continues. By the way, this isn't even the full book collection. Do not pan to my desk, but the desk has more books along with the other room, the bedroom. I have a lot of books just a little bit everywhere. So this isn't even the full collection. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with the books, but yeah, the eggs. So these are the newest Jurassic World Rebirth toy eggs. We got these recently when I went toy hunting. How can you do that with one hand?
You squish it.
You need help. These are the ones with the toys. Mm-hmm. We got the Pteranodon. You want to take that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we got the Compy. I think the Compy looks really cool. His snout's a little bent.
You wanna go fishing?
As you can see, I'm very smart. I'm a very smart guy. I have so many books. This is all knowledge right here. As you can see, we have The Lost World, classic. Already covered that. We have Cretaceous Dawn, shitty book. I just want to burn this book. Wait, I'm kidding. I don't want to burn it. I haven't read it yet, but I have a friend that really wants me to cover it. That I like messing with her. Obviously, Periatom Knights, Carnosaur. Gotta give Carnosaur the rep because why not? So moving on over here, this is like the Godzilla collection with just a little bit of King Kong, but we'll focus on the Godzilla real quick. Godzilla Piggy Bank. One of Danny's friends got that for me. Shout out to Alex. Thank you so much for the gift. It's really cool. I actually do use it. It has money in it.
You can hear the ting ting.
Yep. We have this figure. I also got this at Guzu Gallery, and it's Bandai Odo Island iteration of Godzilla from Godzilla Minus One. I love this iteration of Godzilla. I almost didn't want to get it when I was at Guzu Gallery because the thing about Bandai is that they're very hit or miss when it comes to their toys. Sometimes they're okay quality, sometimes they're really good quality, and sometimes the quality is kind of
ass.
Yeah. We got Biollante and we have Hedorah. These came from blind bags that we got at...
This one was Guzu Gallery and that one was
Box
Lunch.
Okay. Yeah. We like Box Lunch because they actually have Godzilla products there, so every time we go there, we at least get like 1 or 2 blind bags just because we like stuff like that. We have Godzillasaurus. This is a really cool figure. This is a Bandai one, right? Mm-hmm. Godzilla versus King Ghidorah from 1991 is probably my favorite Godzilla movie. And what was this for?
Our 1 year.
Our 1 year?
Yeah.
So Danny got me this Godzillasaurus figure for our 1 year anniversary, and it's really cool. So it just kind of sits with the rest of the Godzilla stuff.
It came with a card too.
Oh, that's true. I have the card in a pouch that I'll show you guys in a little bit. We have Jirus, not entirely sure how you pronounce. I still struggle to pronounce his name, but he's the figure from the Seismic Toys sponsorship that I did recently. Behind all of this, behind everything, are a couple of King Kong figures. We have this one from the New Empire. And then we have a Funko Pop from Godzilla versus Kong, where it's just Kong. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really even much of a Funko Pop collector, but I think Funko Pops are just one of those things that, you know, whether you want it to or not, just kind of happens to be in your collection. It just somehow gets in there. And I don't know, I think that part of the reason is they just make good gifts. Last but not least on this shelf is the V-Rex from the 2005's King Kong toy line. This came from, like, I believe a toy set that I had. Well, not this specific one, but I remember there was a toy set that they made with this specific figure that I had when I was younger. Lost all the pieces to it, obviously, because I have such a great girlfriend. She was able to track down at least the V-Rex for me. Where'd you end up finding this?
Macari.
Macari is a place to go if you want to find collector's items, I guess.
Disclaimer, they have a shit ton of fees now, and they've tried to repeal some of them, but it's not the same. Just go back to eBay.
I have a funny story about Macari. So Danny and her friend use Macari a lot for the stuff that they're interested in. Yeah. And I became interested in Macari because when I looked on the site, there were a lot of like vintage dinosaur stuff that was on there that I kind of wanted to collect. So I decided to make an account with them. I'm not joking. 5 minutes later, they deleted my account. And they sent me an email saying that the reason why they terminated my account was because I broke TOS. I didn't do anything. I made the account, put the phone down for 5 minutes, and then received the email. I don't know what I did. I guess I'm just like, maybe my war crimes are catching up to me or something. I don't fucking know. Yeah, so basically anytime I want to get something from Macari, I have to be like, Danny.
I'm like, I got you, baby.
Danny, can you get this for me?
It's true.
But yeah, that's kind of the Godzilla / King Kong stuff that I have there. This shelf, it's kind of like a miscellaneous shelf. I just kind of put whatever on there. Not like any of these shelves are really that organized, but we have a bunch of stuff here. You know, you have a bunch of random stuff. You have a couple of Funko Pops. You have the like skeletal Triceratops one. They like Jurassic World did a whole line of these skeletal dinosaur ones. So I have that one. We also have the Baby Brachiosaurus Funko Pop that we got at a con, Nostalgia Con from where was it? Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Houston for a con. It was called Nostalgia Con, and they had like a bunch of voice actors from old cartoon shows from like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network and like old Disney shows and whatnot.
I met Jason Marsden who plays Kovu, and then I had to leave because it was too overstimulating for me. I got shy.
But not before we bought like a bunch of stuff because they had a lot of vendors out there that were just selling like Funko Pops, cards. They were selling some comic books, art, figures, just a bunch of different things. AI stuff, for those of you AI nerds out there. I'm just kidding. Up here we have just kind of a random Lost World Jurassic Park booklet. I actually found this at an antique shop in California, in my hometown. And I remember I saw it in the display shelf and it looked interesting, but you know, I was with my friend Pedro and it looked interesting and I was gonna get it, but then I kind of changed my mind last minute. And then like for my, like later that year, I guess for my birthday or for Christmas, Pedro ended up going back and getting this for me. So yeah, now it's just kind of in my collection. From the looks of it, I think it's just a retelling of the Lost World Jurassic Park, just in book form, and it with different art styles, or a different art style, I should say. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess maybe one day I'll do a video on it, because I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's definitely video worthy right there.
He's got eyebrows.
He does. We have the Lego Jurassic World dinosaur head thing, the Tyrannosaurus Rex Lego head. My brother got me that for my birthday, and that was just the only... I actually have a lot of Jurassic World Lego sets. I just haven't like built any of them because I'm lazy. This is just one of the few that I built because I think I did it on live. I just didn't really find a reason to destroy it. I figured, hey, why not? Let's just display it. So now it's just kind of sitting here, where while my other Lego sets are just kind of sitting in the closet collecting dust. So next to it, we have the Hammond Collection Velociraptor. I don't collect the Hammond Collection stuff very often. I think it's either Hammond Collection or Amber Collection. I'm not sure.
Amber Collection.
Yeah, I think that one's Amber Collection. Basically, it's just like a toy line of like just slightly higher, not slightly, it's just higher quality dinosaur and character toys. But I think they're meant mainly for display because, you know, with the stand and everything. I'm not that much of a Jurassic World collector, so I just got the Velociraptor, and yeah, I haven't collected any other dinosaur. I also have Ian Malcolm, but we'll get to him later. Next to the Velociraptor, we have this 3D printed Stegosaurus that my brother got me.
I got you that!
Oh yeah, my brother was gonna get me a T-Rex, but then he was like, I liked it so much, it's sitting in my car now, so... Danny got me this for me. She also got me this really cool snow cone cup from the Jurassic World
a live tour.
Yeah, like the exhibits or something. Like she got to go to the exhibit with her niece, and when she went, she ended up getting a few different pieces of merchandise. This is one of them, and it's really cool. It's actually really good quality.
I cannot lie, for a snow cone, they were quite expensive.
How much was it?
$25.
Damn. Honestly, I would have spent it because this looks cool. So we have that, and then we also have this really cool Jurassic Park mug. We have this little dinosaur plush that kind of sits in it. I think Danny got me this too.
Well, that was Alex. She caught it out of the crane and I couldn't get it.
Oh, okay.
He's a little ugly, but he's got love.
Somehow he kind of got into my collection, but now he just kind of sits in this really cool Jurassic Park mug. My mom ended up going to Universal Studios one year. Well, she didn't go to Universal, like, she didn't just go for Universal Studios. She had to go to a conference for work, and she was close to Universal Studios, so she ended up taking a friend of hers, and they ended up going for a day, and they got to go on the Jurassic Park attraction, and they got to go to the Jurassic Park gift shop. And when she went there, you know, because, you know, her son is Jurassic Park brained, she had to get
Exhibit A.
Yeah, as you can see. She got me a bunch of different merchandise. She got me a couple of keychains, a Jurassic Park sweater, and the coolest thing that she got me was this really cool engraved Jurassic Park mug. Behind all of that, we have just a cool little fossil fish thing that I got back in California. And then we have some gorilla stuff. This was given to me by my cousin for Christmas one year, I believe.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, it's really cool. Alright, so below that, we're going to have to kneel down a little bit because there's a lot of crap down here. We won't spend a whole lot of time on this stuff because this is just more books. This is my not entire, I have some at my desk, but this is the majority of my dinosaur comic collection. All of these are dinosaurs.
And the Squishmallow slime is mine.
Oh yeah, that's right. Why was this here?
I was playing with it the other day.
Don't pay attention to that, you know. I'll just pay attention to the comics. On this side are all like dinosaur film magazines that I use for research on my videos. But these are all dinosaur comics. They're made up of things like Turok, Gorgo, Godzilla, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, Dinosaurs Attacks, a bunch of other stuff that I can't name off the top of my head right now. But, you know, if there's dinosaurs out there in comic form, I try to collect it. And, you know, there's also a lot of, like, superhero dinosaur comic kind of, like, collaboration. So, you know, you have a lot of DC and Marvel stuff in there, too, still.
Jurassic League,
yeah. Jurassic Park. There's some Jurassic Park comics in there. I'm not going to show you guys because I kind of want to do a separate video where I show you guys my comic collection. Because I want to do more videos on comics. I just haven't done it because I've been really busy with other stuff. So, but one day I'll do like a collection, like a comic collection tour. So down here, the last shelf of this specific bookshelf, it's kind of a combination of things. This half is made up of like more comics, graphic novels, some of the bigger, like longer stuff that I have that I felt like didn't really fit with the comics. And then the other half are like film books or just bigger books that I have that I can't really fit anywhere else. You have Dinotopia, you have my absolute favorite book right here, the Dinosaur Filmography, and then you have just a couple of other stuff. I have The World of Kong, I have The Ultimate Dinosaur, I even have like a film book on Disney's Dinosaur, and then I have the entire collection of Calvin and Hobbes, which is really cool. But I also have stuff like Gorgo, I have Godzilla, Dinosaurs versus Aliens. This is the one that I used for my video that I did all those years back. But yeah, it's just kind of a combination of comics and graphic novels and film books. I also have this. So this is where I keep my card collection, and it's not the best collection, but I have like a bunch of Dinosaurs Attacks, or yeah, Dinosaurs Attack.
I think I got you all those, right?
Yeah, you got me all of these, I believe. And then you got me like multiple sets, and then like I gave you all my duplicates.
But I made sure you had the full fucking set.
Yeah. And then I have the like 1991's dinosaur stuff. We found these at a random like it was a hole in the wall shop
in Austin.
I forget what it's called.
Aaron's.
Aaron's. Yeah. By the way, I'll leave like links to all the of the sites of all the places of the stuff that I've collected that I mentioned in this video. That way you guys can check them out yourselves. They definitely deserve the shout out because they have really good stuff. And yeah, I figured, if you guys like what I do and you guys like this kind of stuff, you guys might want to check it out yourselves. We also have some Godzilla stuff from a comic shop that we got.
San Marcos. It was Comic Relief in San Marcos, Texas.
This is the card that came with the Jirus. I still don't know how to pronounce it.
Ultraman!
Yeah, this is the card that came with the seismic toy.
The bastard.
Hedus toy. And then these are a couple of one-off cards that I got from that Bussey's flea market, and then I think Danny got me these from that flea market.
I did.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the extent of my collection. I also have a bunch of like unopened ones here from like Jurassic Park, Dinosaurs Attack, Godzilla 98, Dinosaurs. I have these unopened because like I don't know, I at least want one or two unopened ones. These ones I just haven't had the time to open them, but I will at some point.
I think he cleared out their entire stock.
So moving on to this shelf, we have even more figures. This one's even more hectic. I don't even know where to begin with this one. Oh, we'll start in the back because, more Godzilla stuff. Danny got me this. It's a Godzilla card holder. I don't want to grab it because I feel like I'll knock shit over.
You will.
So I'm going to go ahead and just leave it there. But I've shown this off before, but it's a card holder and it opens. And where did you find this one?
I found that one at the Kyle Flea Market for $10.
See, very cheap and very good condition. It was really cool.
I went and made sure I hand cleaned it too.
In front of that, there's this dinosaur statue, a little funky dinosaur statue. So during our trip from California to Texas, there was a portion where we were going from Arizona to New Mexico. And on the way, it was completely unplanned, we saw a billboard that was advertising something called The Thing. It was a roadside attraction, and it was only just down the road. And I was like, do you want to go check it out? And Danny's like, yeah, let's do it. Why not? So we ended up stopping. We found out that it was this like this exhibit. It only cost $5 to enter, and they had this. It was really cool. They had this exhibit that had like all these animatronic dinosaurs and alien things. And if I could
B-roll if you need it.
Oh yeah, I'll put up the B-roll. We both recorded footage of it, so I'll put up some B-roll to kind of give you guys a better idea of what it was. They had like this whole story behind it, and I was gonna do a video on it, but I completely forgot. Time kind of escaped me. But one of the cool things that I got from there was this really cool dinosaur statue. It's a little funky, but I still like it. In front of that, as you can see, more Dinosaurs Attack stuff. Super 7 actually got the license to release a Supreme Monstrosity figure, and I knew I had to get it, so I got it. Haven't put it in the jar yet. I'll think about it. Back here, we have a random dinosaur Squishmallow, a very tiny one that's a little bit dirty. Danny/Gambit got this one for me.
He's just a baby.
I don't know where he came from.
I just got him at the store.
She also got me this Mattel Pterosaur, Pteranodon. I guess he's supposed to be the Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon.
I don't know.
Neither do I, but he's cool, so I have him in my collection. They're both sitting on a T-Rex skull that I got from a rock shop. Obviously, this is just a replica, but I got it at a rock shop in San Francisco when I took a day trip over there with my brother and his friends. Really cool. In front of the T-Rex, we have this really weird T-Rex plush that was given to me by Mako, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was one of Danny's friends. So shout out to Mako. Appreciate it.
His boyfriend also does 3D printing, and he 3D
Oh,
printed
yeah,
us
that's
these.
right. He printed us a couple of these funky little long-necked dinosaur dudes.
He did 2 of them.
This is really cool. This is a Pizza Hut Land Before Time toy. I didn't even know Pizza Hut did toys, but apparently they did, and they did like these little rubber puppet things. I'm not even sure if they're really supposed to be puppets.
They're hand puppets. Unfortunately, this one, I tried to fix it. It has a little bit of damage there, but I'll probably put some more Mosh Posh or Sloop.
But honestly, for something from like 98, because this is...
Error.
And then like the Sharptooth Sharptooth wasn't the only one we found. We also found Spike and Sarah at the same place.
But and yeah, and we also have a couple of Burger King toys.
We have all of those. We have the complete set of that, but we don't have the complete set of the Pizza Hut toy line.
Not
and
yet.
while we're here, you know, as you can see, the Mattel Indominus Rex. Danny kind of robbed that from me. This is her shelf, as you can see.
Yeah, you could tell by the Lion King. Don't worry about it.
We have this statue of a Maiasaura baby hatchling that I've had for years. Had this since childhood. I don't know. It's come with me every time I leave somewhere. I don't even realize that I pack it. It's just one of those things that always finds its way with me whenever I leave. So, and then right here, this is so random, but these are all official toys from Dink the Little Dinosaur. Now, you guys, I don't know if you guys know what Dink the Little Dinosaur is. It's a 1989 cartoon show that some sources say that like it was capitalizing off of Land Before Time, but I don't know. It definitely was like supposed to be almost cutesy like Land Before Time. I believe we also found those at Bussey's.
Yes.
And they were really cheap. I think they were like $1 a piece, and I think we're just missing one of the characters.
Yeah, it's just one.
But yeah, I decided to get it because they're cheap, and why not? I had $5 to throw away, so. And then in front of them, we have like an old school Lego Pteranodon that we found at one of the malls in San Antonio, I believe. So moving on from this to down here, we have even more cool stuff. On top right here, we have a Pteranodon plush that I believe Danny got from that exhibit. What was it called?
It was Jurassic World Live Tour.
And then underneath the Pteranodon, we have this really cool... This is really cool. This is like an official Lost World Jurassic Park T-Rex puppet. I got stuffing in it because, you know, I want to keep it displayed, but basically... It's a hand puppet, and it's really cool. It's in really good condition. The people that were selling it to me, we found it at a flea market here in town, and they were only selling it for $14. So it was really cheap, and it's in really good condition, and it's really cool. And I didn't even know they made stuff like this.
Right. Right. Okay, I'm done.
Then we have Mattel's newest T-Rex toy. I actually do have some of the newest Jurassic World Rebirth toys because I love them so much. These are really cool. The T-Rex I really wanted, especially this one, because I don't know. I think they did better this time around with the T-Rex. Down here we have like their older, like I think it was their Fallen Kingdom line of T-Rex toys. This was just one of them. They actually had many, but I don't know. In my opinion, this one is cool. But I think their newest line is a little bit better. So behind all this stuff, we have the Dinosaur VHS collection. I have all sorts of dinosaur movies. I have Valley of Gwangi. I have When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth, Planet of Dinosaurs, Gorgo, Jurassic, the whole Jurassic Park trilogy, The Giant Behemoth, Adventures of Dinosaur City. I have one of the Dinosaurs 1991 VHS tapes. They had like 4 of them, I think. And then we have some of the Disney stuff here, the Disney's Dinosaurs and Fantasia. And then we have like some bootleg stuff. I call it bootleg because this does not look official. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
No, they're not bootleg. They're rentals.
These are what rentals look like?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you can see, we never really rented VHSs, so I didn't know that. But yeah, interesting. Actually, it makes sense that they would have stuff like this because we found these at a store in a mall called what was it called?
Creepy Finds.
Creepy Finds, I think. Yeah,
it's on the Rolling Oaks Mall in San Antonio.
Yeah, it's a really cool store. They have a lot of like VHS stuff like that. Just of these random obscure dinosaur films that you don't really see very often. But a bunch of other stuff too. They have like horror movie stuff and whatnot. All right, so on this shelf we have some of the bigger Mattel toys that I have, including some of the new Jurassic World Rebirth toys, including the Spinosaurus and the D-Rex. The D-Rex is a funny story. I did not really intend... I didn't think it was going to be released on the day that I got him, but when I found out that he was technically in stores, we went to 4 different stores.
Yeah? We went to 4 different stores?
I made Danny drive me to 4 different stores. It was a birthday trip.
It was a birthday trip, so I said, whatever you want, baby girl, and then 4 Walmarts later.
Hold on, it was 2 Targets and 2 Walmarts to be exact.
But who's counting?
I was counting. So the first 2 Targets, the first Target we went to didn't have the D-Rex, but they did have the Spinosaurus and a bunch of other new Jurassic World Rebirth toys. I got the Spinosaurus thinking, oh, that's all I really want, you know, as long as I get one of the Rebirth toys. But then I got curious and I looked into it. And I'm like, can we stop at one more Target today? And she's like, yeah, of course. We stop at another Target. It's not there. I look more into it. Apparently, it's in Walmart. So I was like, okay, let's stop at Walmart. It'll be the last store, I promise. She's like, okay. We stop at Walmart. It wasn't there. That's when I decided to look through the database to find out specifically which store nearest to us, like which Walmart store, actually had the D-Rex in stock. And I found one. I was like, I promise you, this will be the last Walmart we stop at. And that Walmart had it. I was like, listen, this will be the last store, I promise. And it was the last store. I held my promise after breaking it like 2 or 3 times. Oh yeah, when I went into the Walmart, he was the last one in stock. It was funny because when I looked on the site, they were like, oh yeah, there's 4 left in stock. So maybe there were a few others in the back, but in front, there was only 1 left. I opened him up, but I haven't opened the Spinosaurus up yet. I might, just to conserve space. Because I also want to get the Mosasaurus, but I got the T-Rex, the D-Rex, and the Spinosaurus so far. I'm going to try to get the Mosasaurus, and I think that might be it. Oh, and the Titanosaurus, because I think the Titanosaurus looks really cool.
He's a big bitch, though.
And finally, down here is our last shelf. We have, it's kind of like another miscellaneous shelf. This is another toy that I got from the Arizona Museum of Natural History. Behind the toy, I have a bunch of like carnivores, Dinosaur Hunter video games, the old school ones. I tried playing them. They didn't work on my computer, so I'm trying to find a workaround. I don't know if I'm going to make a video on them, but I kind of want to. Over here, I have some film magazines. Also, sorry if you hear biting. The dog's chewing on his bone.
Puppy!
We have a couple of dinosaur like minifigures that I got from like blind bags at Box Lunch. Not, you know, nothing too crazy there. In front here, we have some of my little fossil collection. Piece of amber, some, I guess, squid shells, I think. A couple of trilobites. A couple of fish fossils, which is really cool. And I believe this is a mosasaur tooth, though I don't actually know for sure. And there's just some souvenirs that my mom got me from her trip to Mexico. We got like a shot glass, but we also have this.
Oh God, I hate that thing.
It's the tequila with the scorpion in it. Yeah, it just kind of randomly sits in my collection, but it's really cool. I thought it looked really cool. I have no intentions of opening it or drinking it because I thought it was more of a cool display piece than an actual beverage. So, all right, well, that was the official Dino Diego autistic fixation collection. Yeah. Again, it's not like it's anything that impressive. It's just my personal collection. We go out pretty regularly to these flea markets and comic book stores and whatnot to find these things. So if you guys like this, I wouldn't mind just recording more videos of some of the hauls that we bring in. If you guys follow me on my Discord server, I like to post a lot of the stuff that I end up finding out in the wild to the server. If you want, I definitely collect enough to make videos out of them. I'm trying to find other content to make on this channel because I feel like what I'm doing right now takes way too long to put out, and I want to make videos because I like doing this, but I can't find other things to do because I feel like it doesn't fit the channel, but maybe that doesn't matter. But I guess that's up to you guys. What do you guys think? You guys want to see more of this? Just let me know. But that's going to be it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, happy 9 years to the channel.
Happy 9 years!
All right, we'll cut it there. I don't even want to